2026 Sunninghill Wheelbarrow race with June and Robin Lovelock. Sunninghill Charity Wheelbarrow Race, 4th of May from 12 noon. Organised by the Ascot Rotary Club in aid of Ascot Day Centre and Rotary Charities. And it starts at the back of St Michael's School. St Michael's School. And we're coming to near where it starts, at the back of St Michael's School. Well, it starts at midday, so Jude's taking pictures as well. Quite a crowd, and they'll be starting off down here this way. It looks like he's making an early start. So we're outside the Duke, or the Duke's Head as it was always called.
Selling raffle tickets.
Yes. Hey!
Okay, we can push out. How many would you like? £5 a book.
Oh, didn't I don't know if the last one stopped.
Okay. Hey!
Hey! Oh yes! Hey! Come on, catch him up. Is she with anybody other than just Belle?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so.
Hey. Hi.
I'll do this bit, Paul. Come on, guys. What do you need of a drink? I think that's two different teams. Two different wheelbarrows, that must be two teams.
Yeah. Yeah, here's the route map. Yeah, as I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the
All right. See? See?
my left, your right. Look at you.
Ooh, Betty!
That's a good one. Last year they had one of a toboggan.
Musical bus!
the height man. Look out, Aidan.
I reckon that's the end of it. So that must be the end marker, and we're coming up to the cold soul, and that's all the participants have gone past, and that's 20 past. Lot quieter now. Oh, that's a surprise. June's going to see Belle. I'll force myself to go into the Comrades Club. Bank Holiday Monday, 4th of May 2026. Tour of the Lovelock property at 22 Armitage Court. I don't know if I'm going to use this as an introduction or stick it at the end. People always tell me where to stick things. But this is where we live. At 22 Armitage Court in Sunninghill. You might pick up a QR code there, and the important thing is probably the warning signs about fierce guard cats, and there's also armed mice. And this spot has been known for quite a few years, since the late 80s, as Robin's Corner. There we go. And GPS was tested down at this spot from the late 1980s. Yes, that's the garden sculpture that June got Robin for a birthday present. Here's our oak tree that sprang up from an acorn while we've been here. And yes, a bit of work needed there. In fact, there's lots of work, and one of the reasons for shooting these videos is as a briefing guide for people who might help with property maintenance in the broadest sense. So here's Snoopy's robot boat, Snoopy the Viking. Work outstanding on that, but for years now. It's all on the relevant pages of the website. Yes, there's a QR code. But in a nutshell, I may as well go through the process of switching it on, and it's not working. Not to worry. Haven't got time to spend on it. Everything is coming into flower, of course. Yes, and lots of work needed on the garden. It's all a matter of priorities. Yeah, this is June's car. Promotion of the website gpss.co.uk. That was a business decades ago, is now hobbies like the robot boat and charitable causes. Yes, work need here. That project, the cat forts, they still get used. Everything's falling apart. Yes, all warning signs, including the armed mice. So that needs a bit of repair, because that was several years ago that was done. Yes, the bicycle, same applies to that. They're working around. Yes, there's the camper. Always point that out. Wouldn't want to remove that. Battle damage. June said Robin did it. Robin said the wall did it. but the wall is okay. Being charged up. I expect June's got ideas for it. I've left the door slightly ajar so I can get in, but I'm obliged to come up with health and safety things here before we go into the house, pointing out signs like no trespassing, violators will be shot, survivors will be shot again. Yes, cameras everywhere. I must emphasize that these are of course just jokes, and yes, there's one camera of many. There's others down there all over the place, another one in there. And a recent thing I must point out is I'm very proud of gardening, although June is the expert. But yes, we've got it further down, but look at this lovely plant here, and they've got a nice sign for it, and believe it or not, that is legal. But more of that in slow time. You always research it. Lots of signs. As far as anyone knows, we're a nice normal family. Right, I suppose this is the more important signs. Do not disturb. I'm disturbed enough already. That's my study through there. And this sign, home of mad ex-NATO scientist Robin Lovelock, beware of web cameras and water squirters loaded with water, paint, acid, DNA tracer or nerve agent. Robin would not be mad enough to test these, or would he? Just a joke, of course. Yes, I think peanut feeders, lots of animals come for those. I did top that up recently. But foxes now, but it changes through the year what come for the peanuts. I think that's about it. I think it's lots of work needed tidying up, but that's nothing yet until you go further through. So into the house, I think it's safe to do that. And quick glance at the games room. That's a little tidier than it was some months ago. Still lots of stuff needs to be sorted out. Yes, there's a system being checked for the robot boat. But sometime or other we might get to be able to use the snooker table that's under there. So there's a glance at the games room. Glance at the kitchen. Just here. Not sure where June is. She's normally got the tennis on the television. There's a kitchen with the temporary mirrors around the skylights, and yes, glimpse of the study. Yes, lots of books and things. Yes, yet another computer there, very untidy. But into the lounge, and that hasn't been too bad for some time. And first thing I'll point out is this morning was the Sunninghill charity wheelbarrow race. So what we have here are some clips that June and Robin shot on their smartphones, a video that's being processed. So that's going to take another hour and a half, I think. And various things here that have been here for some years. Pictures and things of importance to the family. And here, yes, yet another computer here. Robin's Corner PC, I think that one's called. Here we go. And the closed circuit TV, yes, certain monitors. Well, the monitors are okay, but certain cameras need to be fixed, or just the wiring. So that's that corner. That's so-called Robin's Corner, or Robin's Naughty Corner, where I relax and do very little. Not that I ever do. And I think we can go out into the garden now. And I've done practically nothing this year, apart from topping up bird feeders. In fact, June does that some of the time, which is good. And not sure these things are still working. I haven't checked them for months. So we've got a thermometer here. Oh yes, look at that, nice and temperature. 16 degrees centigrade, is that? Yes. And this is the top pond. Now, just for this exercise, I've started to fill it up again, because we have a slow leak in it, and at the end of the day there's lots of things to be done, but all the water should be coming off the roof when it rains into the pond, and there's blockage up through the system which still has to be sorted. So yeah, normally we've got all sorts of fountains, and yes, the little peeing boy reminding Robin of NATO headquarters in Brussels. That's not working at the moment. It's all to do with stuff blocked up. And right, we're working our way down the garden, and yes, there's the telescope. Robin built the optics for that when he was a boy, still at school, I think. And oh yeah, that's coming up nicely. That's the wild fennel from Sicily, and that's where we brought it back from years ago. Now the main thing is, I made a point of not doing any work in terms of mowing the lawn and things, but this at least enables you to see what the garden is. So we just let things grow, and yeah, there's the vegetable patch. There's another cat fort. A lot of things are hidden by the stuff growing, and we're going to work way down the garden. There's pond number 2, so the water should come off the roof into the first pond, overflow down into the second pond. We thought it might be a duck pond at some time, but no ducks have taken an interest. And last year made major progress in clearing some of the branches. More can be done up here, so let light in on this bottom corner. So water ends up in this, you might call it a pond, but it's basically a bog garden. And nice little spot, yes, 4 candles, some people will remember that. And peanut feeders, did I say feeders? Peanut feeders. I think there's 4 or 5 of them down this end. Lovely place to sit. And I suppose I should point out that is another example of the cannabis, but the legal version of that, which is hemp is the simple word for it. It's been used for whatever it is, 12,000 years or more, for things like ropes and clothing and things. Oh, there we go. That's the label that June made for it. And there's another example here. And this is shot up from nothing again this year. Last year, when we got the plants, it grew up nicely and flowered. So that's looking from the bottom of the garden up. Yes, mosquito zapper there. A lot of people would have seen the earlier trails. Oh, that was put in not that long ago, a few months, with protection, because the cats tend to take every opportunity to catch mice and birds. Now these plants, June will recognise them. Well, anybody who knows anything about gardening will recognise them. And oh yes, that was my use of my tatty shoes, somewhere to put the plants. Load of work was done last year in terms of plenty of room to put compost or cuttings. So we're down in the bottom end of the garden now. Yeah, somewhere to keep the feed for the birds. So this is a rec area of the garden, June's clothesline, down into the corner. Junk, sometimes there's useful junk like ladders, lots of tidying up needed. And I think I can open this door. Oh, it doesn't want to open. Goodness me. There we go. Yeah, so things like chainsaws and things there. In fact, there's solar powered mains, I think, there as well. Yeah, solar panels on the top. Did that some time ago with the help of Paul. In fact, a lot of the important work down the end of the garden, including preparing the ground for summer houses and the workshop area, which I'm going to come round to now. So, right, you see the lawn is completely overgrown, and the whole job is probably including getting the tools out, plugging them in, and cutting the grass and dumping it down somewhere down the end on the compost heap. Probably no more than half an hour. Bear that in mind. Right, so first of all, where are the tools? Well, lawnmower. There's some garden stuff here. You can see rakes and things. There's a fly mow just there. There's a strimmer as well. A few other odds and ends. Those gardening gloves and tools. We come round, shall we say, we've got to need some power. So yes, come round. There's power with an extension lead. This is the workshop area. So lots of tools, lots of tidying up needed still. We've got space to put tools and things. It's a matter of sorting them out and putting them in a sensible place, and then testing and throwing away the ones that are no good, or giving them away. So you can see a lot of people would have seen this sort of stuff before, but hammers and files, spanners, paint. There we go. Other tools here. Might as well have a glance of Robin's laboratory, the summer house. There we go. Load of junk there, including robot boats, but I say junk, but a lot of it is junk of interest to people in terms of might want to make use of it. Oh yes, Robin's Sakura uniform. Lots of other stuff here. Yes, from Halloween that was. So it's being used as a place to dump things at the moment. So tidying up is one of the jobs, and then there's little jobs. Things like cutting the grass is a trivial job compared with most jobs that need doing. Right, I might as well take a walk around the back here if I can. So make my way round. Looks like stuff has fallen down. That's another mosquito zapper. That is a place where batteries and power is available to drive pumps and things. Just a matter of unblocking stuff, checking them out. All the plants are growing nicely. Yeah, so I think it's safe to go across there, but we're not going to do it. You look at that, brambles, maybe be cut back. Lots of brambles. They can all go as far as I'm concerned. Right, we may as well complete the tour. So we're now getting into, I suppose you might call it June's patch. It's a bit easier because there's easy grass there, but her greenhouse, and it's some time since I had to do any work there of the shelves and things and stuff. And we're coming around the side of the house here. Yeah, sorry about the politically incorrect water, but that's where the cats can go in and out. And there's an example of a water squirter. It's probably in a safe state at the moment. Yes, main water supply. That's the tap. Yeah, that tap there is the one that is flowing into the pond at the moment. Coming up the side, place where we tend to keep stuff like wooden materials, other odds and ends. And there we come out where you said, where you saw rather, where the dustbins are. So, right, see if I can go back without falling over. So a very simple way of casing the joint for somebody who's got any mischievous intentions, but it's not to be recommended, quite honestly. It's not worth it when you look at the risks. Don't have to use a lot of imagination to know who some of Robin's friends are. Right. Right, that's the rear patio. Ah, here is a guard cat. This one is Toady. He's our guard cat, and he likes to attack things. Don't you, Toady? Yeah, nice pussycat, aren't you? Yes. You won't attack anybody, will you? What's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? He prefers to sit in around and relax, like I do. Right, I think it's time to come back in. Oh, just bang my head. Surprise, surprise. We put that up because it was a bit more practical, but it's quite nice sitting here and seeing the birds coming in and feeding. Right, I think that's about it in terms of the tour. So, just see. June's in the kitchen. No. Well, a bit of artwork from Robin up on the wall there, like trips to on holiday abroad, Sicily, to remind us we've got that coming up soon. And that was a lovely trip to Sardinia, very interesting named village, Buggeru. Right, I think that's it. You'll be glad to know. And I usually end most of these things with that expensive Renoir. Yes, that's how I'm shooting this. So, that'll have to do. I'm now going to go into material shop several years ago and on a couple of subjects, including my experiences with the driver vehicle licensing agency. And I think that video starts about here. Now, what I put on the screen, because global warming is rearing itself, it's something that's been on my grumpy page for years. The remarkable James Lovelock, who passed away on the 26th of July, his 103rd birthday. I'll read out what this says here. This has been on the grumpy page for years, not long after the publication of his book, Revenge of Gaia. We can't stop global warming, but we may delay it by a few decades to give us time to prepare for its effects. Vast areas of the world, including as close as continental Europe, becoming arid desert. Shrinking of habitable areas of the planet to much smaller parts of the planet, closer to the poles. The Earth will then only be able to support a small fraction of its present population, and there will be a need for massive migration. Places like the UK will remain temperate a little longer, so be an attractive destination. We need all world governments to cooperate to prepare for this inevitability. Also to agree things like reduce use of fossil fuels to give us a few more decades to prepare. And then it goes on. The above is not a quote, but how I remember what James Lovelock said in his book, The Revenge of Gaia, etc. That's been unchanged on my site for years. And right, well, the other thing I should mention, yes, retired, happy and spending that kid's inheritance, is for some time now I've not been able to drive due to, well, several mistakes at the DVLA. And what I will say is that I have new evidence of what happened inside the DVLA, which I won't publish yet because I'm still waiting for the reply to the letter which was delivered by recorded delivery to the head of the DVLA and also other people. So I'll put in at the end of this long video the video that's gone up, me talking about the DVLA, and basically in summary it says I don't want anybody to get into trouble, and that is definitely the case, and resigning is too easy. Problems need to be fixed. But quite honestly, that is a minor thing compared with all the other things that are going on in the world, not least wars, and of course what's in the background and very important is global warming. So let's run into that. Back in 2012.
Seen the launch of a transatlantic sailing attempt this morning in a model boat. Retired NATO scientist Robin Lovelock launched his Snoop Loop from Barton-on-Sea towards the Bahamas. It's already been tested over 5,000 miles on a lake in Berkshire. The model will be steered and tracked through a satellite system and by Snoopy, of course, and it should make the crossing in 6 months, if it survives, that is.
The most important thing of the lot, of course, is Snoopy the Viking, the skipper. I don't think he'd make it otherwise. We've also got another bit and piece here. This is a GPS logger that logs the position every 15 minutes.
That was back in 2012. The guy that put this material together, including the live broadcast and what went up on the BBC website, is Ben Moore.
I just worry for Snoopy. Sport now and Hampshire.
Right, on to the next topic. Right. Now, I'm going to do this all in one take. All unrehearsed and unscripted, so sorry about that. What I'd like to happen, if anybody picks up on the DVLA story, is, as I say, nobody getting into trouble, and that's a genuine request, but when they find flaws in procedures where they don't cover certain things, be good if those are fixed. What I think would be useful for anybody looking at the DVLA and perhaps helping them is, first of all, their organisation chart showing the structure. Yes, it's well known who the head of the DVLA, remarkable woman, looking at her CV, and relevant to this story is the head of the health part. But it would be very useful to see, even if names aren't attached, obviously the names can be attached where they're public already, is how many people in each branch, how many people are reporting to how many. So a simple tree would help. I suggest that first of all. Then, perhaps even more important, is how many people working for the DVLA, even if you don't identify the individuals, are salaried by the DVLA excuse me, directly, as opposed to contracted through an agency or a business. That is very important, and we've seen what's been happening in places like the NHS for years. So that comes into the equation in terms of whether money is well spent, and of course the DVLA collects a lot of money, and there are probably other things as well, but as a starting point, I'd hope anybody that responds to this, I can't afford to get overloaded, we've got other things to do, many other things to do, and we'll be taking a holiday, that'll be public, yes. I'm tracked everywhere by different things, and in fact, if anybody's paranoid about it, anybody who's tracking somebody or looking at somebody's probably seen already. But at the end of the day, there's me whittering on, which is one of my main weaknesses since I was a little child. That's why if you put things up clearly, be careful what you put up, and often it can do some good. I'm now in the kitchen, and June's rustling up some food in the microwave for Samantha, and here's Samantha, and of course there's tennis on the television, just for a change. So, oh yes, point out, holidays in we're going off to Sicily again soon, and into the hall. Yes, nice expensive paintings here. Yep, expensive little pocket camera, not expensive. And through into the lounge and out to wrap up this video by saying, look after yourselves, stay safe, and enjoy what days we have. Hello, Toadie. So it only remains to say, look after yourselves, stay safe, and enjoy what days we have.